Welcome back to Metroid Prime. Last time we went through the Fangana Drifts, fought a Sheegoth, got the Wave Beam, and this time we're starting off getting a map room of wherever the heck we are. Where actually is this? Classified. It's apparently a research base of some sorts. And a big open arena, which obviously isn't a boss battle. So I was ending off last time with talking about music because of the Space Pirates song coming up, and I basically said I'm not like the biggest fan of it, paraphrasing, just because it's an okay song, but it also plays too much. And I said something about like it's not complicated enough to be played as much as it is or something, and this yeah, this is actually a thing, I believe. The complexity of a song, in my opinion, greatly affects my ability to listen to it for long periods. Take a song like, here's a good example, Beware the Forest Mushrooms. It's kind of it's like super much, it's like definitely an earworm, but it's like not the best song in Mario RPG, but it's also one of the more memorable songs, and I feel like, say, if Beware the Forest Mushrooms played a lot more, it would actually get old after a while, but because it's actually in a pretty condensed part of the game, it doesn't have time to wear thin. That's my belief, at least. Yeah, I do like Beware the Forest Mushrooms, but again, I do admit it's kind of... the tune is a lot more basic than a lot of other songs in the game, and thus I think would wear thin if it was in a longer area. A lot of the music in Super Mario RPG is really good, though, in all fairness. Oh well, goody, they're giving the local monsters phase on. What could possibly go wrong with that? Terraforming, that doesn't sound good. Small breaches, which conveniently... as I like that, actually, how they're like, oh, there's small breaches that, you know, we need to patch up. I like that because that is actually a cool thing to think about, that like all the little like morph ball tunnels and stuff are probably like gaps and walls that the Space Pirates need to actually like fix. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Sort of, I don't even know if that was the intent, but it kind of feels like it acknowledges sort of the plot hole of why is there so much like small passageways that are just conveniently open, because they're not supposed to be. Yeah, here, like Space Pirates song, I don't know, it just doesn't feel complicated enough to play as much as it does. It's obviously to build tension, but once you've heard it a million times, again, this is not my first playthrough, it kind of loses impact. And by the way, the song is used in all 3 Prime games, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the problem, it's like, it plays too much. Even though I don't dislike the song, it plays too much. Like, to me, the best song in the game is actually the title theme. Which makes me sad that the title theme is omitted from this version, because it is actually a really solid title theme. It's one of my favorites in all gaming. Which is high praise for sure. I wish they hadn't stuck the little weird, corny narration on the beginning of the Smash Bros. Melody, or melody for the Metroid Prime title theme, because it kind of, I don't know, breaks it up. Like, I love the opening, but it's just that one part. Oh, goody! For reference, again, this does take place before 2, which features Samus being tasked by the Galactic Federation to exterminate all Metroids. So again, this takes place before 2, therefore the Metroids are still definitely alive and well. Another thing to keep in mind is, I find this part really fun, the little hatch on the bottom. It's a very small detail, but I actually think it's really cool. Breaks up the monotony of just going through doors, with doors on the floor. Feels very sci-fi, I guess is a good way to put it. Another song I was thinking about that has the same problem, in my opinion, is, and this is even worse of an example because this plays in literally every fight in the game. Hi, Sonic Unleashed's Battle song is way overplayed. I like Sonic Unleashed, I will say. It's a weird game, it has a lot of really questionable design choices, but I like a lot of what Sonic Unleashed did. One thing I didn't like was how trial and error most of it felt, and it feels like trial and error most of the time. And another thing I don't like is the fact that the battle song, there's only one battle song in the entire game. And which is sad to me because honestly, Sonic Unleashed is actually my favorite Sonic soundtrack counting just overall package. Which is why it makes me sad that we don't get to hear a lot of it because of just the big band music that plays during every fight scene. So yeah, I do think Sonic Unleashed is an okay game. I haven't played it in about 5 years because I sold it off. I sold off both versions, by the way, because I had played it. I felt like I had played it enough on both, but I kind of want to pick it up again if I find it. It's probably like $10 now, so it's not that big of a commitment. I'm listening. There's no time limit. I'm okay with this development. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to jump from down there, but oh well. Well, now we can find out. I kind of there's like a small like exhaust sound when you do the second jump because that's like the boosters on the back of the Vario suit firing off. It's just a nice little detail. And you guessed it, lots of spinners. I find this boost ball mechanic pretty cool, but and a problem I do have with this that isn't in this game is I feel like because of the structure of Metroid games being very open-ended, you typically won't just have a lot of dead-end puzzles where like, oh, you don't use this power ever again. I feel like that doesn't happen very often. I mean, sure, you use like morph ball, missiles, charge beam, a lot more than say grapple hook, spider ball, etc. But I do feel like the distribution of like which power-ups you use is a lot better than even in Zelda. Because Zelda has a lot of weird dead-end kind of puzzles where it's like, oh, well, you never used in this again. And now something that bothers me in Phantom Hourglass, that the hammer is a pretty cool item in theory, but you just never get a chance to really put it to its paces. Through its paces, to its paces, I'm not sure how the expression goes. What is this? Super Missile? I can't say I remember getting that this early. I could have sworn I was later in the game. So this probably can't be broken with, well, maybe it can be broken with a regular missile. Refill, mostly. I'm actually not sure if you have like super missile doors in this game. But if we do, I guess we're set. Yeah, basically, just to show it off, you charge up and then press down. Or, wait, how do we use it again? I'm trying to remember how to use this. Do we have to be in the, I think we have to be in the neutral form. To charge up a power beam, or charge beam, and yeah, that's the super missile. And that was also massively overkill. I think I addressed this last episode, or 2 episodes ago, or maybe 3 episodes ago, that we do get, equivalent attacks for every beam in the game. So we get like a super missile variant of a charge beam, later down the road. And we saw the ice beam one, but unfortunately we don't get the ice beam for a really long time. So, yeah. Which is ironic that you don't get the ice beam in the ice area. I think you get it Oh, I think you get it in the Talon Overworld. If I had to make a random assessment of the situation, I actually don't know, but I vaguely remember it being in the Talon Overworld. We have a big pirate duel right now, which is really cool. Yeah, again, you hear the song a lot, so get used to it. Across the entire trilogy, except maybe Hunters, if we count that as part of the trilogy. So now we have flying enemies. We saw these guys earlier, but we didn't get a chance to actually scan them. You know what? Something that I was just thinking about is, considering how compulsive I am about toweling everything in Paper Mario, it is actually weird that I sometimes forget to scan enemies in Metroid. I think that'd be first instinct, because I towel everything. Speaking of which, oh, I thought I broke the game for a second. I've actually been contemplating replaying the first Paper Mario, as a 10 HP run, as like a challenge run, because I've never done a challenge run of the first game. I've only done challenge runs of, well, none of them. Well, Pikmin, I guess, counts as a game I've done challenge runs for. Trying to do, like, low day counts, so I think I've gone it down to 13 for the first game, but that's still 6 days you can shave off, in theory. Which is ridiculous. Now, I'm actually double-checking the map, okay. Ooh, what is in that room? Doesn't that look tantalizing? I've also been contemplating redoing Pikmin 2, but the new play control version. That sounds like a YouTube parody, like, oh, Pikmin 2, but now it's on Wii U. Instead of GameCube. Hey look, it's our title character. Well, actually no, that's not the title character, because the title character is actually Metroid Prime, if we want to be precise. This isn't gonna end badly at all, you're probably thinking to yourself, and if you are, then you're completely right. The dominant species of planet SR388, nice little callback right there, or future, because this is a prequel, I guess it would not be a callback, but foreshadowing. Bomb. Bomb. That's how you get off Metroid off of you, in case you ever need to do that. Missiles are your friends. If we had Ice Beam, we would make short work of them, but we do not have the Ice Beam, sadly. So we just have to take them out the old-fashioned way with missiles. Hello. Don't like me destroying your Metroids? Now, there's one thing I like about the Metroid series, is the little, like, if you play this game without playing another Metroid game, you probably wouldn't even get that these are, like, supposed to be callbacks, but it is cool how there's so many, like, little Easter eggs. Just little minor things that kind of tie the entire franchise together. Again, spoilers, but, like, even a character from Hunters who's, like, super minor is basically the main antagonist now, which is kind of crazy. And apparently, there's also some speculation that Metroid Prime Federation Force, aka the game that should not be mentioned, but I'm mentioning it anyway, and also 4 may actually lead into Metroid Prime Metroid 2. That's one of the rumors going around right now, because of, you know, they're sort of building up about stuff about the Metroids and the Federation, thus it would kind of make sense that this is kind of where Metroid 2 kind of fits in. After 4. Again, my guess is no, because Metroid Prime is a hugely successful series, and they will probably want an entire second trilogy, if I had to make a guess. Which I'd be okay with. Hello, Ice Beetle. I should have scanned you first. Again, this is what I mean, it's like, it's not really intuitive for me to scan these things for whatever reason, yet here I am scanning literally everything in Paper Mario. This room is, like, this is one of my favorite rooms in the game, actually. Because of the lighting, it's just kind of cool to have a room, like, in the dark. it's just it basically makes this fight a lot more intense than if, let's say, in a broadly lit room, broad daylight. It's just, it adds a lot of tension to it because you're basically fighting a bunch of pirates in a room where there may or may not be a million Metroids about to kill you. So yeah, it adds to that tension of the level, which I think is really cool. Not to say this game's lighting is that good, mind you, because it is a GameCube game, but honestly the lighting is pretty solid, all things considered, putting it in perspective. That this is a really, really old game, and yet it still kind of puts like modern games to shame. It's one of the things I find fascinating about this game is graphically it holds up even against some like third-party PlayStation games or Xbox games for that matter. I mean, in my opinion, this game doesn't look any worse than like an indie game from today's standards. I mean, detail is a little bit off, but on the whole, I would say the general basic art style and some of the graphics do hold up pretty well still. Oh, super missile? Might be wasting a super actually. Or maybe I have to deactivate the tank. That would help. Here I am, my first instinct is to shoot everything, apparently. Now it's behind like a force field, so you have to figure out a way to deactivate the force field. We've run out of terminals. Houston, we have a problem. I like also how you can actually figure out which terminals you need to scan based on where the wires are connecting. It's a really nice little subtle way to tell you something about the level. Again, I've said this before, but I'm not even like the biggest Metroid fan, and even I can admit this game has a lot of really good elements to it. Maybe that doesn't. Oh yeah, I think those are the only two terminals, so like, how do we deactivate? Oh. Do we do this? Yeah, I'm just trying to remember this step. Scan that. Scan that. Scan that? No. Normal heat traces are represented as red when looking through the thermal image. Okay, they're making a thermal visor. That's basically what that's talking about. Yeah, it's that, probably that oscillating part there. Here's why I got walled for the video, just trying to figure out how to shut off a force field. Not the actual combat, but just shutting off a force field. I do like how organic this feels. It doesn't feel like forced. Like, oh look, you're in a big room and you find a thing. But like, I like the lore that the space pirates are trying to invent a thermal visor. I just think that's a really cool way to go about giving you a new power-up, basically like, oh, the space pirates are developing this thing, and then you basically steal it. There we go. Yeah, we basically wiped everyone out and stole the technology. And with that, we have the thermal visor. Which is kind of a headache to use, let's be honest. But it lets you see things that you can use the wave beam on, that's the main gimmick of it. And a million guys are gonna start pouring in here, aren't they? Oh wait, the door deactivated, that's right. And scary music again. Of course. It's not that easy, huh? But I guess we're gonna have to continue this in the next episode, because we're basically at time. Oh, that's all. Well, that worked out. Next time on Metroid Prime, we will see what we can do with this new visor. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Metroid Prime.